Jim's talked about the why. This is just to go into a little bit more detail about the why and what we see these groups be, and what you should see, hopefully, God willing, these groups becoming. We want them to be places where we really connect with each other to develop strong relationships and authentic community. We as human beings need connection, don't we? We're not really very good on our own. If we're really honest, we're not good on our own. And so we need one another. We need that connection with people. And this is one way to have really healthy and strong connection with each other. But relationships don't just happen, do they? You can't just click your finger and have a relationship with someone. That takes time, doesn't it? It takes time to build it, and it's built on trust. And trust doesn't happen overnight. Trust has to be, you have to work at it and you have to build it. And so in order for that to happen, that connection needs to be there. We need to spend time regularly together, which is part of these the way these groups will work, is that regular interaction to build those relationships and to build that trust. And then authentic community. Authentic is like real, isn't it? Okay, we can talk about stuff being kind of fake versions of something else, can't we? This is what we want, is authentic community. And community is often an overused word now as well, isn't it? It's sort of thrown out there in lots of different circumstances. You see communities on social media and so on. But are they the real thing? Would be my challenge back. Whereas what we want these Hope at Home groups to be is that sense of a real community that builds, that where we're doing life together alongside each other, shoulder to shoulder. And then in forming kind of those communities, we then want it to be a place where we build and encourage one another in our faith and in our gifting. And I think both of those are really important. And the Bible tells us that we should spur one another on in our faith. And so we want these groups to be a place where we're not just doing the surface level, how are you, this is great, we have a nice time together. It's going deeper than that, into the Word and into kind of what God's got for us in our lives. And so a bit later on, David's going to sort of share a little bit more about a kind of a structure that we're going to use around studying the Bible together. But we also want it to be a place where then we can practice our giftings. We can learn what they are. What has God called us to be? What has He put inside us that's special? But then an opportunity to practice that. And we need that, don't we? And we need a place where we can practice praying, we can practice prophesying, we can practice hospitality, all of those gifts. But we need to work at it, and we want this to be a place where once that trust is built, once that community is established, it becomes a safe environment where that can then happen, that we can build up and encourage one another. And then finally, none of this would matter if we don't have the third one, which is that we then are empowered to go out, serve others and make disciples. Because that's the Great Commission, isn't it? And Jim said, do we find that easy? No, we don't find that easy. But we hope that these groups will encourage us, will build us up, so that we can, in faith, go out and do that more. And make disciples of people in this city. We know that there are people that are crying out for Jesus, and we want to go and meet them where they're at and take them on that journey with us. So, those are kind of the three purposes, and if you want to, you can see the hashtag at the bottom, which is there just as a reminder: connect, build, and empower. Those three words are really key to these groups.